Stephen London, and I am so excited to introduce you to the very first episode of The Beat. Yes, honey, yes. It is The Beat. I am so excited to finally share this with you guys. Today, we have a lot in store, so we're going to get right into it. We have a holiday beat that we're going to do. That's right, honey. Girl, I'm feeling real festive. No Mariah Carey. Well, yes, Mariah Carey. Did you know that she's back in the top 10 after the first time ever? Right. Yeah, let's get into it. But on top of that, we're going to be doing, again, like I said, a holiday beat, and we're going to be talking about your latest hot topics, of course, and what I have all to say, because it's been too long, okay? And of course, we're going to be answering some of your questions on Ask Steven, which is a brand new segment that we'll be doing right at the end of this. So let's go ahead and get started. You already know that it's like a house, honey. It's like a house. You need your foundation to be right in order to build, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start with, even before the foundation, some primer. I'm going to be using some Blemish Control Face Primer by E.L.F, okay? That's right, get into her. You see this focus? All right now, hello. And we're going to just go ahead and put this kind of just all over. What I like to do is that I like to just do like 4 little dots or whatever, like around the face, which that ended up being like 16. But you know what I mean, like just small little dots or whatever. I love to definitely get it under the bags, honey, because bag lady, you gonna hurt your back. Carrying all the bags like that, okay? Come on, Erykah Badu. And so we're gonna work this in, and while I work this in, let's go ahead and talk about it. Khloe Kardashian, you announced that you pregnant? Yes, honey, yes. Finally, because we all knew, sis. I've been telling all of y'all for months now. Miss Khloe K is pregnant, honey. Yes. Oh yes, she's pregnant. So she announced the big news, okay, a few days ago on Instagram by sharing a picture of her bump with, which, you know, here's the thing about that. It's in the world of Beyonce, you know, now baby announcements on Instagram have become a thing. And I just expected, you know, a big, beautiful photo shoot of her with her belly and Trisha holding her belly, a black and white. You know, I was imagining wet, long hair, some hoop earrings, you know, because cultural appropriation, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. So did Calvin Klein pay for this post? Did you put hashtag ad at the end of this post? Because I need to know, like, it just felt very much like low-key, which, you know what? Shout out to you, Khloe. If that's the way that you wanted it, by all means, I'm here. I support it. Me, myself, and I, you know, when I have Nathan, Ethan, and Hunter, although I won't have a bump, I'm gonna gain some weight and then just do my little butt, like my little, and it's gonna be like my love on top. But for every kid, because I don't want triplets, for every kid I want to do like a announcement, but I don't want to do the same caption. Like the first one's going to be like love on top. The second one's going to be like bun in the oven. And then the third one is to be D. And if you have any ideas, make sure to leave it below, okay? First and foremost, we're going to use our MAC Nourishing Waterproof Foundation, okay? In the shade NC45. And you already know that I like to mix that with Negro with that Creole, Mega, Texas, Bama. No. I like to mix that with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade 322 Caramel, okay? And so I mix those two on the top of my hand, which I'm going to show you right now. Welcome to YouTube, Steven. Wow. So, as you can see, I have this on the palm of my hand, just good enough to get this all over this, the face. And one of the things that we posted on my Instagram, which if you're not following me, make sure to Instagram at Steven's Very Own, okay? And follow me on Instagram. We made a post that said, listen, may your foundation match your neck. I'm tired of getting on the train, okay? And all I see is tan December. Out of Cancun here. But you're giving like stormy weather, cold vibes. Like, what is that about? I'm all about, you know, definitely using natural ways to tan. Definitely don't recommend, you know, sun tanning booth. I'd rather, you know, get a spray tan all day, every day. If you are looking to keep your tan, like me, you go on vacation, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to be using an oval brush, okay? That's right. Get into her, and we're just gonna use this to work the product in. And what I like to do is that I like to start with the foundation, and I collect whatever's extra on my hand to work the product then into my neck. And while I'm doing this, Miss SZA, honey, How you doing? What's going on with this video for the weekend? I just keep them satisfied through the weekend. So, you know, the video came out today, on Friday, and if you are like me, you were very excited to see this video, only because Control is the album of the year. I'm sorry, it is what it is. It's my lemonade. You know what I mean? Like, I had Lemonade in 2016. In 2017, I tried to get in control of my life, and it was a fail. And that's why I relate to the album so much. And all the 20-somethings, which, again, is another song on the album, available on iTunes now. You have experienced this. You've experienced trying to get it all together. And we've all been there. And so, you know, fast forward again, the song was something that I was really looking forward to, and here we are now, getting the video, which was directed by Solange, which, again, even more of the reason why to be excited for it. And let me tell you something, it's not it. I'm sorry. I know. Drag me in the drag me, sis. Drag me if you want. That's fine. But I'm not here for it. I'm not. Only because, you know, I don't know, again, it's because I got too excited, but I felt like I was watching Cranes in the Skies without the cranes or the sky. It was like, there was no dances, there was no cohesiveness in the outfits. She's like standing on some checkerboard, like dancing, and it looks like she's doing the La Macarena at one point. It was just like, sis, what is this? Like, what? You need to give me more. Like, I was expecting like a little bounce, a little man come in, and, or, you know, or like a storyline, like she's walking through Brooklyn. Solange, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you mess this up for sister? Because I'm going to blame this on you. This is your fault. So as I work this foundation, as you can see, you guys, it's a very light foundation. It's very minimal coverage. We're doing this intentionally because guess what? It's concealer time. We're going to go ahead and cover up these bags, and then we're going to go in with our beauty blender and then put a little bit more loose powder foundation to set everything. So as my concealer today, I am first going to be using a concealer palette by MEHRON, okay? Here's the palette. Get into her. Get into her. We're going to flip it, okay? Here we are. Get into the colors that I use. Can you tell which ones I use, honey? Okay? Alright. And so we're going to go in with those two colors. I like to go ahead and mix these two colors right here, okay? And what I like to do is, with the same way that you make the triangles when you're highlighting and you're contouring, I'm going to do that with my concealer. Just so that way we can start getting that shape in the face. It's all about layers, okay? Shout out to Morel Hollis, Wendy Balloon's makeup artist. How you doing? Who taught me it's all about layers when it comes to the makeup, okay? So I'm using the concealer. We got to get rid of those dark circles, honey. And we will be doing a video on some natural remedies on how to get rid of some bags and find out whether they're true or not. There's so many myths out there. The latest thing I even tried, girl, was taking some damn coffee beans, okay, and shredding this down with some coconut oil and just like going to sleep with a good chunk under my eye. I ended up with having coconut and coffee breath, honey, because I think I ate it in my sleep. You know, you go to sleep hungry and the coconut and the coffee, right? It was like all magical. It was like, what in the Starbucks drink is going on? Speaking of getting everything that you need there, Selena Gomez. What is going on? So the last time that we spoke about Selena Gomez, again, if you watch me on Manover, we found out that her and Justin Bieber are back together, which I have receipts showing that last year when old girl got with The Weeknd for the first time, I told y'all it was a lie. It was, listen, every girl these days wants a hip-hop track or hip-hop tracks on their album, okay? Urban is the new black, okay? And that's the gag because it's always been black. Get into that, okay? But you know what I mean? Like, every girl wants that hip-hop sound now. And that's all she did. That's why she was with The Weeknd in the first place. It was all promotional. She had a business meeting, okay? Not at a hotel because we're not doing Harvey Weinstein meetings, okay? That part. And so they had a meeting and she said, listen, I have a lot of white fans. I'm the most followed person on Instagram. You from Toronto, you need some help. Let's get together. Take some cool photos for the paparazzi. Get the white girls and everybody else that don't know you to fall in love with you. You gonna help me on some tracks. And when we get both what we need to get, bye. That's what it was. And I told y'all. And guess what she did? Honey, she got that little transplant. She did her little lupus interview, okay? She's good, honey. And then, you know, Justin Bieber. Meanwhile, so the Justin Bieber side of it was, girl, you gotta go get your life. Hashtag get your life, okay? You need to go and go to rehab. Go find your pastor in Montclair, New Jersey. Shout out to Justin Bieber. You live near my family in Jersey. And I actually saw him, true story, bike riding over the summer. That's right. But you know, he's been getting himself together. So, like, you know, I don't know how you feel about it, but here's what I think. I love it. I love that they're back together. But guess who's not that happy about it? Her mother. Honey, she done got so upset over talking about Justin Bieber and him coming home for the holidays that she was sent to the hospital. So, my prayers are with you, Miss Gomez. And Selena, here's my take and my advice for you. You make too much money. And you have too many Instagram followers, and you have a whole man to be worried about going home for Christmas or New Year's, okay? Girl, invite your friend that invited you the kidney, okay? Invite Taylor Swift, because nobody else is going to invite her anywhere. I'm sure she's going to be in Soho bored. So you go ahead and invite Taylor Swift. You invite Justin, tell Justin he could bring his pastor and a couple of his church friends. And you make some arroz con pollo, mija, and that's it. Like, just have yourself a whole little Christmas moment yourself. So we're going to go in with our beauty blender, okay, and just blend this in. As you can see, I'm just going to do one layer of the concealer, and then I'm going to go in with our next product, which I can't wait to rave about. You guys have seen me use it before, and I'm still in love with it. And of course, you guys, not only are we still doing YouTube, but guess what? We're still doing Facebook Live. That's right. So I'll be going live once a week on top of the YouTube videos, just so that way we can kiki some more and I can take your questions while I'm filming. I miss you guys already right now. I'm like, what did Mascara Brat say? Okay, like, I want to know what's going on. What's the tea? I'm going to be using Fenty Beauty's Caramel Stick as my highlight. Concealer base. And again, this is just to add more definition to the face. So, we're going to work this into the skin. I'm just going to kind of go over it with the triangles that we already did. And just cover up even more of those dark circles. But also, again, at this point, the concealer should have done the trick. This is more for the shape. I am a firm believer of the wintertime is the best time for makeup just because you have the luxury to just work with so much product. You know, in the summer, you want to keep it as minimal as possible because it's hot, honey. And if you like me and you got to sit in that train station, shout out to 96th Street, honey, that's hell. I'm convinced that when people die and go to hell, they go to 96th Street train station because it's so damn hot. It don't make no sense, okay? It's so hot in there. And shout out to the girls in the Heights that have to take the elevator down into the station. God bless. I mean, I couldn't even imagine. When it's that hot, I just take an Uber, honey. So, I'm gonna, as you can see, again, we're already creating some of that shape already with this new trio stick. And, I'm so excited. My favorite part is now coming up where I'm gonna get to set this around the face. But then we're gonna do some contour, honey, okay? And speaking of contour and highlight, have you gotten into the new merch? Oh, did you get into the new merch? That SVOmerch.com, honey. Did you get into her? Make sure to check it out. My favorite sweatshirt is available right now on there. That is a contour and highlight. But we also have a whole bunch of goodies. And I can't wait to hear what you guys say. And we're also going to be launching a contest on Instagram. So make sure you stay tuned for details for that. So we're going to go ahead and set this. I'm just going to be using a loose powder foundation. And what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to kind of work this around the face. And the powder that I'm using is a not a MAC Nourishing Waterproof, because that's the waterproof child. This is a MAC Studio Fix foundation in the shade NC45 as well. And what I'm doing with this is just to kind of, around the areas where we put in the foundation originally, it's just to kind of set that foundation, give it more of like a flat, not a flat finish, but more of a cohesive finish, so that way you're not looking like too crazy. You don't want too many colors coming up already in the beginning. Oh, and also a trick, make sure that you bring in this powder foundation on your ears, honey. Again, your neck and your ears should not be in December and your face in July. It don't make no sense. So I literally just like to run this along my ears just like this. And the brush that I'm using is an all-over foundation brush by E.L.F. All of my brushes that I'm using today are by E.L.F, you guys. Shout out to E.L.F. They're better than Kylie Cosmetics brushes, which that's our next story. Honey, did you get into her? Did you see Jeffree Star? Did Jeffree Star do one? I don't know. Yeah, he did. Okay. Jeffree Star. All the girls, all the head honchos that we're trying to be like here on this damn channel, honey. They done dragged her. And I was so happy. Only because, you know why? When you do clownery, a clown will always come and bite you back. And that's what it is. That's the real no Tamar. I don't understand how you, as a whole pregnant teenager that makes millions of dollars, because we're going to talk about that too, Kylie. You think I don't know, but I know, sis. Versus Chloe, you're next. And you're gonna do it as a big season finale, and you're gonna do a photo shoot with People magazine, and I'm not gonna buy it, and I'm not gonna care because you probably don't even know who the baby daddy is. It's quite as kept. But you know, here's the thing on that. I just don't think that when you are that famous and are making that much money that you should be selling us, the people, cheap shit. You can't do that, Kylie. Like, it's already bad enough that you're using ColourPop as your warehouse to make all of your products. Get into that gag, honey, okay? Because we all know that's all ColourPop with a little sprinkle of a little bit more pigment, honey, okay? And then you go ahead and come up with some little packaging and throw your name on it and come up with these little paradise and holiday kits as if I care. I don't, honey, and people are finally seeing through your ish, okay? And the girls will get even and get glad and not buy your product. If you haven't tried them, guess what? You be blessed that you didn't spend your money because they're horrible. Horrible. Oh, and before I even put this on, let me tell you what it is, child. Okay, so this is the Fenty Beauty Contour Stick, and this is in the shade Truffle, like chocolate. Oh, perfect for the holidays, right? So, you gotta do skinny face. Other side. Okay, and then I like to do my forehead as well. Oh, look at my curl. Anyway. So I like to just do my forehead, okay? Just like that. And then I'm going to just use a regular contouring brush by E.L.F. to blend that in. And I will be alternating between the brush and the Beauty Blender to make sure that we work in that product. And then we're going to go in with a powder contour on top of that just so we can get that really good definition. And then guess what? The eyes. So, again, Beauty Blender. I like to start with the Beauty Blender just to kind of like smudge out that color because you don't want it to go on too heavy. But then I go in with a regular angled contouring brush by E.L.F. again, and I just like to kind of use that to work this into the face, okay? Get into her. Look, already getting that nice definition that we need. It's very soft and subtle, okay? And then I do the same thing with the forehead. And I like to smile as I like to do it because you want to see really like that you're defining the cheeks. What people don't understand about contouring is, yes, it's a slimming effect to the face. So you want to do skinny face as you apply it on. But when you're working in the product and you want to make sure that you're applying it on the right areas, you really want to make sure that you're really getting under those cheekbones and defending those cheekbones. So when you're at the party or, you know, when you go to the dinner with the whack boyfriend and he's making a corny joke and you want to look fat while you fake laughing, you know what I mean? Like white chicks laugh, like that. So I like to just kind of work that in. And again, taking turns using the Beauty Blender and the brush will help you just kind of really blend in that product really well. And again, we're going to go in with a powder contour on top just to get a little bit more definition. And of course, we're going to contour that nose, honey, with the nose, I only like to use powder. I don't like to use cream because I feel like it goes on too heavy. And I use a smaller angled contouring brush for that. Speaking of STIX forehead, Rihanna, honey, I lived for you the other day. Yes, oh yes. And it's no shade because, listen, I'm giving you a coin. I love some Fenty Beauty and I just love you all around. I'm new to the Navy in the sense of, you know, my application is still processing. However, I'm sure I'll get in. But Rihanna, I love you so much. And she recently was spotted at the TDE concert in Watts, California. along with Kendrick Lamar, who is it's this big holiday concert that they have. You bring in a wrapped gift and you're able to get in. It's huge, and she performed Loyalty, I believe, along with him on stage. She looked great, honey, in all white with this major ponytail. Make sure to check it into the photo right here. It was everything. I was here for it. So shout out to Rihanna. It was really nice seeing you there. I wasn't there, but I was there in spirit. Okay, so now we're going to move into the nose, honey. We're doing this with an angled contour brush, okay, by E.L.F. And again, the palette that I'm using for all of the powder contour today is the Celebre HD Pro by MEHRON Contour and Highlight Pressed Palette, okay? You can get this on MEHRON Makeup or on Amazon. Honey, if you're Amazon Prime, honey, this is the product to add into your account. It comes with all of these beautiful shades, and they actually have a brand new palette coming out soon, so make sure you check them out. But I like to go in with just two simple brown colors right here, okay? These two colors right here. I like to mix those two. That's what is the powder contour that I already have on my face, and I like to do on my nose. So the secret with the angled nose is that you want to almost do like a suspicious, like, what in the Harvey Weinstein is going on moment. You know what I mean? Like a, do I need to call HR moment, you know? So you make that face, and then you see how your eyebrows dip down almost into your nose. That's where you want to first apply the product. Right under the brow bone, okay? Just like that. And these are going to be your two starting points for your nose. And the reason why you're going to do that is so that way when you bring the rest of the contour down, it's going to look a little bit more natural and cohesive to the face, as opposed to just two black marks along your nose. Don't you hate that when you see that? It's like, girl, if you don't blend for your life. Look at me having merchandise. Honey, we done came a long way. We have a ring light. Ah! Are you dumb? All my dreams are coming true right now. So, as you can see, just bringing in that color, okay, down on the nose does all of the difference, and bringing it up. You see how just more whoosh. What in a nose job in 2 seconds is going on? I mean, brand new face. All right, you guys, we are now getting into this eye look, honey. That's right, these lovely, lovely eyes. For the holidays, we're doing a holiday beat. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing is using the Naked Urban Decay palette. Let's TBT, honey. Look how faded this is. Honey, okay, we done had this for so long. This is like the original Naked palette, like, where you, like, you know, almost like knocked people out of the way for this, because when they dropped, it was a game changer. So we're going to be using the Urban Decay Naked palette, the first one. I'm going to be using several colors on here. As you can see, my favorite color is the Half Baked, okay, which we're also going to be doing during this portion. And then we're going to be using eyeshadow as well as our highlight. That's right, we're going to be adding some shimmer and some glow, okay, to our look by using some of the eyeshadow on here. So the first step is you got to get your base, okay? So we're going to go in with the Shadow Buck, okay? It's almost like a sandalwood brown, and this is really just going to get that smoky, nice, flat effect that we need for the eye. And then the rest of it is all going to be sparkle. And again, all of the brushes that I'm using today are by E.L.F. And I just love these brushes because they're so good to like really like blend. I have a packing brush, I have a blending brush. This is a blending brush. We're going to go in with that buck color and just really work that all over the lid. And what I love to do is for the outer corner, I just to kind of like bring it up a little bit higher and bring it out a little bit further out for the eye, just to kind of give it a little bit more shape. And this is just going to give you like a nice smoky effect as well. So for the end, you could go ahead and bring that up a little bit more. Just like that. But you really just want to get all of that color really blended in into the eye. Okay? Boom. Let's do the next eye. And remember, guys, when it comes to the eyeshadow, especially your base color, I'm all about eyeshadow being super just like easy to do, especially if you're a new beginner and you're looking for something that's not going to be too hard. Again, this is a holiday beat. You might not have that much time. Your turkey might be in the oven basting, honey. Your pernil might be on its last 20 minutes to get that nice crispy layer, okay? Your peach cobbler is getting ready to cool down. Like, the girls are hungry, okay? We don't have that much time for this eye. So I just kind of really love that, you know, just kind of freestyling effect. And, you know, it does not have to be perfect, okay? I feel like the only thing that needs to be perfect when it comes to your eyes is your eyeliner, of course, and, you know, if you're doing lashes and stuff. But let your color just be color, you know what I mean? So, as you can see, we have our brown pretty much ready to go. Again, the shade that we're using is Buck, okay? The Naked Urban Decay palette. And our next color that we're going to be using is Smog. So Smog is very similar to this color. It just has a little bit more shimmer. And again, for the holiday look, that's exactly what we're going for. It's really making sure that we're getting those nice glittery tones. I love a neutral moment, okay? So we're going to be using some of these shadows, again, as highlight. But we want to keep it very simple, very fresh, but still just something new for the table when everybody comes to sit down to eat. And everybody's like, girl, did you get into her eye? She's sickening, okay? That's right. So for this, we're going to be using another blending brush, okay? Same exact brush that we're just using, just another one. And you want to make sure that you get all of the product off the first one. I like to just kind of keep a white napkin or, you know, tissue on board. Wipe that on your, get that product off your brush, and then working with the new color. So again, we're using Smog. And for this color, you want to really keep it into the inner corner and middle center of your eye. You don't want to work it out too much. So I'm using this Smog just in the inner corner, just like I said, and then really working that towards the middle. As you can see, look how already, like, that's starting to just shimmer and give a little bit more shape. So in the center, in the inner corner, don't bring it out just yet, because we're going to be doing something else there. So just inner and middle, inner and middle, inner and middle, okay? And again, I love Smog because it's a very pretty brown, but it just has these like sparkles of gold in there that just really, really work. For any skin tone too. I've done this look before on my sister, who's definitely more fair skin than I am, and it looked amazing on her, as well as my friend back in Brooklyn, who I've done this look on her as well for the holidays. We actually did this for Thanksgiving for her, and she loved it. And she's one of my beautiful deep chocolate girls as well. So it really works on anybody. And the great thing about the Urban Decay Naked palette, especially the first one, is that the colors really all work well with each other. And there's such an array of amount of colors that it really works with any shade. Even if you wanted to use, you know, more pinks as opposed to browns, you could do that as well. So again, inner and middle. Inner and center, however you want to say it. And then we're going to be using a flat packing brush for the next step. So for this, what I want to do is that I want to use a brush that's a little bit more, not as fluffy as the other one, because you're really just trying to pack on product. So this is the color, this is the brush right now that I'm using, okay? Again, by E.L.F. It's a packing brush, okay? And this is where you're going to then be placing your half-baked color, which again, I told you guys, is my favorite. This half-baked color, I mean, get into hers. I've used it so much, she's done worn out in the middle. But that's what you're going to use in your outer corner. And you're probably thinking, well, shouldn't the lighter color go in inner? Well, no, honey, we really want that gold to really pop out. So we're going to be using that half-baked in the outer corner. And what you want to do with this is that you want to almost kind of like work it up a little bit into the brown that we played with before. So you just kind of like, you see how I'm just packing it on. I'm kind of also bringing it down to that lower line, but not all the way, okay? And then you want to go back in with your blending brush that we just were using to blend all of that in. Again, remember, with eyeshadow, you should never see where it starts and where it finishes. So the Smog kind of gives us the shimmer in the inner corner, okay? and then it kind of gets brighter as it goes. And that's the beautiful thing about this look, that, again, it's just so, like, golden and nice. But it's something a little bit different. Usually, again, we do the brighter colors in the inner corner. This time we're going to be working it outwards. So again, you want to pack on that half-baked. Bring her up a little bit into that first brown that we use. And kind of like bring her down to the lower line. Just a little bit. And then we're going to go in with our blending brush to blend in those colors. And I love, kind of just how the brown still over dips a little bit, just to kind of still keep that shape. So when you pack on that half-baked, you know, feel free to kind of leave the brown a little bit by itself. Almost think about when you're like doing your lips and you overline your lips, we're kind of overlining our shadow here with that brown that we first initially did. And then last but not least, I like to go in with a flat line brush, okay, which you can see right here. Again, all of the brushes that I'm using today are by E.L.F. And I'm going to take that original buck color that we use, and we're going to bring this into our lower line. Because whatever you do at the top, you should always do at the bottom. You have to be versed when it comes to makeup. Shout out to all the gay boys that just got that whole reference, okay? And so I'm just bringing in this brown, just again, like I said, right under. And the flat packing brush is honestly perfect for this. I feel like it was literally made for this section of your eye. So you see how it's just a little bit more smoked out. Another recommendation that I have for this look, you guys, if you want, you know, even more shimmer or more of a moment, you can use your Fenty Beauty. Actually, let's do the Fenty Beauty. Why not? I'm going to do the Fenty Beauty. So to take this look to the next level, we are using Trophy Wife by Fenty Beauty, okay? Get into her. And just for a second, again, I'm sure you've seen this a million times. Look at this color. Just look at it, how beautiful and magnificent and iridescent it is. I mean, it's truly amazing. So what we're going to do is that we're going to be using another packing brush for this. And you're just going to dip your packing brush into the product on both sides. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to place this color right on the center of the eye. Look how pretty that is. I mean, day to night. It's a brand new look. I'm using my blending brush. Again, no harsh lines. You never want to see where it stops and finish. But with this, again, you just want to use it for the center to really get that focal point on the center of your eyes. Honey, everyone at the dinner table this holiday season is going to hate on you. And you will just have to understand that it's okay. Because your eyeshadow is going to look so good, sis. So again, I'm using a flat packing brush, packing on that product just in the center. And then we're going to be using our blending brush to blur out those lines. For highlight, I'm going to be using the same half-baked shadow that we use on the outer corner of our eyes. We're going to base that on our face using a highlighting brush by E.L.F. Okay, so we're literally going to go into that half-baked color and work that color in between our contour and our concealer on our face. So just working in that half-baked. Look at that. See how it ties in everything now? Oh, I love half-baked. And yes, you can use eyeshadow for a highlight. Absolutely. Especially with all this pigment. And I think fan brushes are like the perfect brush for highlight. Always. So last but not least, honey, it's always lipstick and Ask Steven. Always. I don't do lipsticks often that often. But again, for the holiday looks, I love this look just because it's so neutral. It works with so many skin tones. And guess what? It's the perfect look to do to wear your favorite lipstick shade. So for all the girls that love a cranberry red for the winter, this look is for you. For all the girls that love a nude, this look is for you. Today we are using Kiss Me by MAC. Okay? It's almost kind of like a purple, nude-ish kind of color. Very similar to the color of my lip. And I'm just going to do there goes the top. We're just going to do like a nice little coat on top. Again, I feel like it's like the perfect nude for my lips. Like, so close to the look. Okay. And again, if you have a brown pencil and want to do the whole lining thing or whatever the case is, feel free. Again, I'm not a big lipstick person, so I just kind of like to do a little moment here and there. And I figure for the holidays, why not, right? Okay, so our first Ask Steven question, and again, you guys can submit all of your questions where if you want beauty advice, man advice, friend advice, job advice, whatever you want to know and get my opinion on it, honey, by all means send it in. Our first question is from Nicole Loney, which, honey, shout out to you. She sent me this question on November 1st, so I'm finally getting into it, okay? Nicole asks, hello, Zoa. How you doing, Nicole? Hope all is well with you. Just wanted to submit a question. How long did it take you to figure out your passion and or what you wanted to do with your career? I am 31 years old and I'm struggling to find my purpose. I'm wondering if you have any suggestions or tips on how you were able to find a job doing what you love. Best regards, Nicole. Also, shout out to your best regards. I love a best regards. What's your favorite signature? Anyway. So, Nicole, thank you so much for your question. You know, it's so funny how these are one of those topics that if you run, like, again, like, if you know me, if we meet, and if you're my friend, we have this conversation all the time because, you know, especially in the last couple of months of my life, like, so many things have changed. You know, I've been very honest with you guys about just, like, everything that's going on. You know, I ended my contract at the scene with Manover. I then ended a 1.5 year relationship with this guy that we made a hashtag on the show, which you know exactly who he is if you follow me on Twitter. And then my dad passed away, unfortunately, 2 months today. And this video and all of this launching today is in his honor. And, you know, if there's anyone that taught me about career and work ethic, is my dad. And one of the things that he told me, Nicole, that I'm going to then pass down to you now, is that you have to look at what makes you happy and what makes you smile and what makes you forget about the time. I've been doing this video and I'm sure we're way over time, honey. I'm sure we're going to have to do a whole bunch of cutting and editing. But I've had so much fun with you guys today, and like, that's what it's all about. You know, you have to look at what you can talk about for hours. What is something that you're passionate about, whether it's, you know, an action, a doing, a feeling, a thing, whatever you like to do when you're winding down. I'm sure you're working now, and then whatever you're doing on your off time, find a way to turn that into your coin, okay? Turn your passion project into your coin project, okay? It can definitely happen. And I would also say, me personally, what I love to do is kind of work backwards, you know, in the sense of looking at your end goal. Who do you aspire to be? Who is somebody that you really look up to career-wise? What steps did they take to get there? You know, I love Wendy Williams, okay? How you doing? And I also love Oprah, and I also was, you know, 5 years old, instead of watching The Magic School Bus, I was watching Ricky Lake. Like, I love TV. I love, you know, being able to express myself and connect with people and really put a smile on someone's face and help them if I can. And so I started there. I made my way backwards and say, okay, well, how did Wendy get there? How did Oprah get there? How did Ricky Lake get there? How did all these people, like, you know, get their name out there? And so you figure out your timing. Don't rush yourself. Take day by day. And if you love what you do, even when it seems impossible, you'll do it, okay? I have, again, like I told you guys, been going through a lot, and it's hard. It's very hard to keep yourself out of depression. But today, I have not felt this good and not felt this happy since my last episode of Manover, and that's all because of you guys. So, on that note, I'm so happy that you guys joined me for the first episode of The Beat. Make sure to follow me on social media, okay? Make sure you follow me, honey, on Instagram at Steven's Very Own, Facebook, facebook.com/Steven's Very Own, as well as on Twitter at Steven's Very Own. And of course, I have Snapchat at London Experience C. Make sure you tune in on Saturday, tomorrow, for my Facebook Live, as we're going to be doing a different look for Christmas specific, okay? It's the Christmas beat, darling, honey. Yes, we're going to take another holiday look and revamp it and just take it to the next level. And I hope you guys smiled or laughed throughout this. That's all I ever want. Make sure to check out the new merchandise at svomerch.com and follow us on YouTube at Steven's Very Own, and you can watch all the latest episodes always on our website, stevensveryown.com. Love you guys so much for watching. Get into this beat.